Jersey of everyone. I present to you Judge Machelle Sweet.
Good morning to everyone here in the House of Justice. I most certainly want to thank Lisa Harps, known as Goldie, for that wonderful introduction, and all of those who are sitting here on this stage. And most certainly, I must recognize Michael Hardy, who is my leader in the law, as well as Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton, and each and every one of you. Now, she said for Women's Day, the color is blue. And already we know that as women, we've turned even that color around, because there are those who think that the blue means the blues. But as women, we know that even with this color, we see joy and excitement in all that we do. Now, I must point out also with Sister Goldie, this today is a period and a season of bereavement in her family, but still, like a phenomenal woman that she is, she rose to the occasion and is here with us today because that's a testimony of her dedication, her sacrifice, which collectively symbolizes what we as women do. Now, the month of March, for Women's History Month, it has a historical context as to why it's the month of March. It started first as Women's Day in February 28th of 1909. But then, like Black History Month, it evolved into Women's History Week. And now, because of President Jimmy Carter in 1980, it's now Women's History Month. Now, historically, there's historical origins as to selecting March, but I'm here to tell you that I think there's another reason why March was selected as Women's History Month, in that just last night and today, we saw that it was snowing and perhaps even raining and a little bit of sleet. And they're predicting that next week, however, and last week it was as hot as 55 degrees. So even the weather, meaning Mother Nature, knew that she could pick the month of March for women because we are as malleable and can adjust and do what women do regardless of the circumstance. They say that a true woman, if you want to see what she's about, she's like a tea bag. Put her in the heat and she will just rise up and simmer. Put her in the cold, and for those southern spirit, isn't that just a cup of sweet tea? Again, women can do any and all things regardless of the circumstance. But there are some issues that are currently still impacting us as women, and that is we must remain in the fight for gender equality, reproductive rights, and an end to oppression and violence, including abuse against women. Now, women currently, we're serving in all branches of government. We have 124 women in the House of Representatives. We have 25 women in the Senate, 12 female governors, 4 women justices for the first time on the United States Supreme Court, and over 300 female chiefs of police in the United States. Now, you heard in the introduction that my first initial is J, as in J. Machelle Sweeter. But it's the first time in my life that I wish that my name just waited a little while later and became a K. Machelle Sweeter. And here's why. Because there's some symmetry the K's, especially for our African American women. And that includes on all levels of government. We have Kamala Harris, that is the first vice president. We have here in New York the first woman governor, Kathy Hochul. And of course, we have Ketanji Brown Jackson on the United States Supreme Court. We have as our first woman police commissioner, Keisha Sewell. But of course, I'm in the House of Justice. So we have the K, as in Kathy Jordan Shelton. Illustrious women's auxiliary. And then we had who asked, "What's on your mind?" Miss Katrina Jackson. So it's something about that letter K that assures me that when you turn to another woman and you ask, "Are you okay?" you can raise your hands and say, "Yes, I am," and go through the roll call of our women K leaders. Now we have some others in this great state of New York, some women firsts, including Tish James, our first Attorney General, Rodneyce Bouchette Himlin, also from Brooklyn, Darcel Clark, our first district attorney, Adrian Adams, with the roll call continues. But we know that we could not have these women leaders but for the Shirley Chisholm, the Fannie Lou Hamers, the Jane Bolin, who was the first woman judge in the United States, and the nameless women who have sacrificed for all of us. Before I take my seat, because I've been tapped, but before I take my seat, I need you to reach in your pockets because you're carrying with you, whether you know it or not, there's a woman in your pocket. In that we have on the quarter, for the first time, none other than Maya Angelou. And we have on every part of U.S. currency, paper currency, the signatures of two women, Janet Yellen and Lynn Malerba. Those are the first time two women signatories on all of our currency. So it's with this generational leadership that women rise for Women's History Month. Women are rising for Women's History Month, and each time you look at a woman, you will say, "It will be okay." Happy Women's History Month to each and every one of you.
The Honorable J. Machelle Sweeting, our Women's History, Her Story Month speaker, and we're so proud of her. Right now, brothers and sisters, our soloist from the Change Choir, Tisha Hunter.
Good morning, dance family. Amen. Because the Lord is my shepherd, I have everything I need. He lets me rest in the meadows grass, and He leads feel so safe. That's why I'm safe. Safe in His love. And when the storm, when the storms of life start raging,
It's raging. Soloist, all under the direction of our musical director, Minister Tyrone Richardson. Brothers and sisters, we are indeed honored and privileged this morning to have with us for our inspirational word